Hi everyone, welcome back to Eyes and Oath. My name is Lisa Awojobi. For those who don't know, I'm a poet and storyteller based in Bristol, and Eyes and Oath uses poetry and storytelling to raise questions about human nature so we can be understood. And basically we're just carrying on with our 5-part series on how words shape us. So this is really important because essentially everything we do is an outflow, it's an overflow of what we believe, and it's an overflow of how we view the world, whether that be human purpose, whether that be where human beings are going, questions of morality, those kinds of things. And I really wanted to do this series because I think a lot of the time we just say cliche things or cliche phrases, or perhaps they might not be so cliche, without really digging into what those things actually mean. And essentially, thinking 2 years on about Grenfell, this tragedy really shook the UK. It really shook the country, and it raised many questions about injustice, poverty, security, questions of power, and those kinds of things. And a lot of the time I heard the phrase that kept cropping up was, we need to change the system. So when we think about how broken our society is, even one like the UK, which comparatively is so wealthy and has so much, we know that there are things wrong in our society. We know that there are injustices, there are things which are not fair. And often when I'm listening to the radio about these things or just conversing with people would often talk about, people often say things like the system needs to be changed, or the problem is structural. I think that's true. I think there are some issues which are structural, but what I would love the conversation to go more towards is the fact that systems are run by people, and people have certain views about things. People have moral standards, people have certain desires, a place in life they want to get to. People have things that they will compromise on and things that they won't compromise on. And those people have real power from the top right down to the bottom. And so essentially I just wanted to write a poem kind of fleshing out my take on this phrase, and essentially just kind of thinking about the main issue not so much being structural in many cases, but the main issue being hugely personal. So this one isn't really titled yet, but I thought I would just share a bit for you guys. There's something insatiable about the human locomotive, pulling on strings, plucking and picking, and bursting forth springs of muddied or pure water. You might choose to be a martyr and die for the cause, but history sets itself rigid and throws down one lesson for us to catch. Not to learn from the past so that we can make a better future, but to teach us that we are one and all the same, creatures with an agitated spirit, trying to inject our short lives with meaning, trying to justify ourselves before a universe that laughs at us. It's our loves which enslave us, so we cut corners and compromise, or turn a blind eye, or accept a bribe. So that's just a short excerpt from that poem. I'm definitely going to put the full poem on my website, and I'll put a link to you guys there. But I'd really love to hear your thoughts when it comes to that phrase, we need to change the system. I personally am getting a bit worn out by it, and I wish people would dig deeper, because I think it assumes a view of human nature that says essentially if we just put all the right structural things in place, humans are going to do the right thing, which I guess might be questionable, but we'll see. Anyway, really lovely to speak to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.